Hey everyone, this is Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures, and I just wanted to continue on with this painting, which is one of my absolute favorites, top 10, maybe even the top 5 paintings. I love her and I love her design. However, the company I purchased her from did not have the best quality canvas or drills, but I made it work. And so I decided I wanted to show you the steps that I do to frame her, to put her up on my wall. And this is just the simple framing technique where you go to the store, you find a frame that's the size of your canvas, and then you just pop the canvas in and put it up on the wall. So, but there are some things that I do in order to prep it for that. I wanted to show you my experience. So first, I take a roller. You can use a rolling pen. You can use like a really thick dowel rod or a smooth stick. And you're just going to roll and make sure that all of your drills, the reason I seal is usually because the drills are popping. So you're going to make sure that they're all down in the glue and secure. Even if your drills or diamonds are not popping, you still want to do this because you're pushing them into that adhesive, whether it's poured glue or double-sided or mounting tape. This helps it actually really get into the adhesive and stay. Okay? The second thing that I do is I take a brush. Now some people use a toothbrush. I found that the toothbrush was too soft, and I scrape from the inside out, and this helps remove any of the wax residue. It also helps remove any of pieces of fabric or plastic parts, dog hair, cat hair. Because you're going to seal this next, at least I am, and I don't want to seal in that dirt. Now you could take a baby wipe and wipe the top of this as well. And I like to do it from the inside out so the dirt goes outside the canvas. Usually when I'm doing this on my craft table, I can see around the canvas the dirt, the icky, even skin cells. I know that sounds gross. Maybe that piece of popcorn you forgot you ate. Okay. Now, the sealant I use is called Aqua Glue. It's Tombow. The reason I like this is it is water-based. And so I feel like when it dries clear, and it does not take the sparkle out of the drill. And I will show this to you how I apply it. Some people, there is a brush right here on the tip. Squeeze it out and use the brush. I started doing that, but it was very hard for me to see where the glue actually went because it is a clear glue. And I got too much in certain areas, and it crackled when the canvas bent at all. So then you could use a paintbrush, but I prefer to use my fingers. So I just squirt some out like so. And then I take my fingers and I push it almost like you're massaging the drills. I push it down into the cracks. Some people like to use a wet rag after this, or a damp rag, I should say, especially if they're using Mod Podge, and come back over it to kind of get any of the extra off the top of the drills. I have not done that because I use my fingers, and so I'm really pressing it down and massaging it in. Okay. These Tombow glues can be found at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby or Joann's. in their adhesive section, scrapbook adhesive section. Usually they're about $3. I use like a 50% off coupon and get them for about $1.50, $1.80 once there's tax. One of these does usually last and do about 1.5 40 by 50s. So not too bad for a sealant. Again, massaging it in. Now this is going to be behind glass in a frame. The frame I did buy though is kind of shadow glass, or like a shadow box, so I am going to adhere this with sticky tack, so you'll be able to see me do that as well, so that over time gravity does not pull this forward in the shadow box and make it droop. Because I have a current one I didn't do that to, and it's drooping. So I'm going to have to go unframe it, you know, just pop the back off. Alright, so I'm going to stop you here. I'm going to finish the rest of this, and then I usually leave it to dry for, you know, 3-4 hours, and then I will be back to show you the rest. Hey everyone, this is Jennifer again, and you guys are coming back a millisecond after, but for me it's been about a week and a half, and she is dry. So I started taking the tape that I used off the sides. However, because I used sealant and because this double-sided sticky tape they used is super sticky, it was actually peeling the double-sided tape off. So I'm like, you know what? My dog wants to help me because I'm on the floor. Go lay down. Go. So I'm just going to leave it because I'm going to cover it up anyway. So Zoe, go lay down. So yeah, so what I did is, it's very hard to find a 50 by 50 frame, but I have some friends who live by an IKEA, or we're going to IKEA, and IKEA has, it's called a ribba. It's kind of like a shadow box. They have a 50 by 50 frame, and then with the insert, it becomes a 30 by 30, but we're going to use the 50 by 50, okay? Now, I use the paper that comes inside the frame as my guide, and that way I don't have to mess with a big bulky frame. Another thing too to remember is, because this is shadow box style, if I were just to put the frame in there, I've noticed some of my other diamond paintings kind of warp in the middle or on the sides. So I'm actually, because I want to use this frame again if I want to switch it out, I would normally stick this directly to the back of the frame so that there's no movement whatsoever. However, I'm going to use this insert, the matting, to spray and stick her in, because it'll be enough because it's wide enough. Now, if it were thin, I wouldn't use this, but it's wide enough that it will give enough of stability that it won't go through. Okay, so first off, shh, don't tell anybody you're supposed to do this outside. But okay, so first off, I was going to do the tacky, but I'm not going to, because the double-sided tape is going to stick, and I want to cover that up. So I really fell in love with the same washi tape that I used around her, and so I'm going to use it around her again. And I'm going a little bit off the edges so I can cut, because your finger kind of takes away some of, I don't know what that is. Your finger takes away, oh my goodness, fuzzes, stop it. Takes away some of the stickiness, and that way I can just cut it clean on the side. And because the washi tape does not cover all of it, and this frame is going to show, I believe, here, let me stick this in. This is the frame. I'm going to stick it in just to see if I have a little cushion. Come on. Just real life, people, real life. Okay, so that'll be nice. That won't, at least on the bottom. On the top, it looks like I'll have to do a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna put that over there. Okay, so I'm going to do it just in case, but I'm going to do a double strip. All right, so I'm going to do this and I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. So I went around the whole painting and put down the washi tape. And now I'm going to use the spray adhesive. Now I use Eileen's Tacky Spray, but there's many different sprays out there. You're supposed to spray this outside. However, I'm going to be lazy. So don't do as I do, do as I say. And I'm using this white as the backdrop so that I can not get my carpet sticky. Some people use, and I'm just going to spray around the edges by about 6 inches because it has a hole in it, right? What we're going to use. So I'm just moving this around and it's already tacky. Supposed to keep it 8 to 12 inches above where you're spraying. Okay. And then, move this out of the way because this is tacky now. Okay, so then I'm going to take my mat board, and again, I'm only using this mat board for stability. Some people like to spray both sides, both the mat and the frame. If I were outside, I'd be doing that. And I'm just going to stick that down. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my frame back. And make sure I don't have any fuzzies on the front because I had it on my carpet. I'm going to put this in here like so. And then because it's a shadow box type, put this in here like so. And I'm going to put this in here. Oops, wrong way. Like so. Now, do not, until you're completely happy, put down every single little post right here. I usually just put down one on each side, so I'm not killing myself. And there's the finished product. How beautiful is she? Now, I know it's not perfectly centered. You can see over here, there's like 2 strips of washi tape. There's one on the left and one on the bottom. That's because of the cut of the canvas. So something I could have done is cut here and cut the top, shifted it over, and then washi taped it again. But I was just ready to get this up on the wall. So All right. Hi, Zoe. Yes, I know. I'm in your space. Okay. Yeah. Professional video here with the dog. So, love you guys. I'm going to go convince my husband this weekend to hang this up in our bedroom. So, until next time, be blessed. Take care. Love y'all. Okay. Zoe says bye-bye.